I'm Ashley Kogan, and this is my persuasive speech on why you should neuter and spay your pets. And here is my audience. Alright. And first we're going to start off with a 30-second video. Okay, that video was a clip from an SPCA commercial. According to the humanesociety.org, 6 to 8 million homeless animals enter shelters each year, and that is only in America. Half of these animals are adopted out and often end up back in the shelters, and the other half are euthanized, which is to be killed with an injected drug. The average number euthanized each year is 300,000. Dogs and cats can begin going through puberty around 6 months of age, and once they hit puberty, they start to show signs of sexual attraction and can begin mating and reproducing. When they hit the stage of life, behavioral issues begin to rise. Male dogs can become assertive and aggressive due to the testosterone that their bodies produce. They begin to claim and mark their territory. Both females and males do this, and not only dogs, but also cats as well. A common way between both species is urine marking. Male dogs and sometimes females will lift their legs and stare you down as they mark their territory with urine, and that's to show that that is their territory. Cats will often spray urine along walls and furniture to mark their territory. And this is also a time where cats begin to scratch at things like furniture and carpet and walls, and that's also to mark their territory. Intact animals, especially dogs, also tend to roam more, usually in search of a sexual partner. This is how many strays, wild or loose animals, end up pregnant. And pregnant strays just mean more strays that will be born throughout the year. And when they are strays, they tend to have stillborn or babies that have problems because the mothers are not taken care of properly. And speaking of strays, as their number increases, so does the presence of transmittable diseases such as rabies. Rabies is a transmittable viral disease that is spread through the saliva of infected animals, and it can also infect humans as well. It is a disease that causes the brain to become inflamed and cause neurological problems. And with so many stray dogs and cats that can interfere with wild animals such as squirrels, raccoons, and skunks that often have them, it is easily to be bitten and infected, and it's usually deadly. So with so many friendly strays out there, it's often easy to misinterpret a friendly sniff from a dog and be bitten and infected. There is one simple and easy answer to preventing all of these problems, and that is to spay or neuter your pet. Neutering is the term used to describe removing all reproductive organs in a male dog, but it is also commonly used to describe both removing in a female and a male dog, or cat, or any animal. But spaying is the term used to describe the removal of all female reproductive organs. Neutering and spaying is the only 100% effective birth control in animals. It's not only healthy for your pets, but it's also healthy for your environment as well. It is healthier for your environment because it decreases the number of strays, and that will also decrease the number of transmittable diseases like rabies. And seeing as this is a 100% way of birth control for pets, with each animal spayed or neutered, the amount of strays and animals being dropped at shelters' doors decreases. And this means that there is a better opportunity for animals already in the shelters to find forever homes instead of being euthanized. Neutering and spaying your pets also helps to prevent territorial behaviors such as urine and feces marking, scratching, and just aggressive behavior in general. It's very healthy for your pets, and some people may question if it's more healthy for them to have one litter, and actually it's not. it can lower the risk in females of contracting mammary, cervical, and ovarian cancer, and in males it can lower the risk of getting testicular cancer and other problems. And some people question why, if they have a what is it called, a whole breed animal like a purebred husky or a purebred beagle, why they can't breed their dogs. They know people are going to want purebred animals, but actually 25% of purebreds are what shelters have, so it's not very helpful, because most of the time they'll wind up adopting the animal and then realize how much work it is to keep the animal and care for it, and then it winds up in a shelter. Spayed female dogs live 23% longer than intact females, and neuter male dogs live 18% longer than intact male dogs. Now, for you non-pet owners, you may question how this affects you. Well, millions of tax dollars are spent annually to shelter and care for strays, abandoned, and unwanted pets. So the more pets that are spayed and neutered means less tax dollars going towards spaying and neutering dogs that are in shelters, so as the number decreases. There's many opportunities and places that you can get your pets neutered or spayed. The most common place is your veterinary clinic. The cost of spaying or neutering your pet varies between clinics. For neutering, it can be between $100 to $200 to neuter your pet, and this varies between species, as it is easier to neuter a cat than it is a dog. Spaying a female can vary between $100 to $400 depending on the species, size of animal, and the difficulty and time it is to do it, because some, depending on how fat they are and the difficulty finding the ovaries throughout the organs, it can be very time consuming. As this can get a little too expensive for some pet owners, certain shelters have spay and neuter days where a vet will come by and you can drop off your animal, and either for free or for a really low cost they'll spay or neuter your animal, and then you just pick them up at the end of the day. There are also low-cost spay and neuter programs where they take into consideration your job, your income, whether or not you're in school, and they'll put it all together and decide a price that is more suitable for you to do. All in all, whatever your position is, there are plenty of options you can choose from to meet your budget. And whether you are a pet owner or not, in some way everyone can benefit from the spaying and neutering of your pets. Here's my audience one more time.